So today we've got a story for you that's going to turn everything you think you know about medicine completely on its head. It's a story about a prescription that wasn't found in a pharmacy, but, in the dirt of a city park. All right, let's start with a bit of a medical mystery. A situation so out of the ordinary that a doctor at a major hospital actually asked his patient to start teaching his medical students.
And this is her. This is Mackie, a full-time gardener. What's so amazing is that our own doctor wants her to help train the next generation of physicians. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. A doctor is asking a gardener to share her wisdom.
It's a fair question, right? What could she possibly teach them? Well, to get to the answer, we've got to go back a few years and meet a very, very different May. Okay, let's dive in. Back in 2019, Ma's health situation was, well, it was a story that's probably all too familiar to a lot of us.
She was managing three of the most common chronic conditions out there: diabetes, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol. All of them kept in check with a daily handful of pills. A story we hear all the time.
But just look at this. The difference between then and now is absolutely staggering. She went from needing daily medication for 3 separate conditions to taking 0 medication with totally normal vitals. So, what in the world happened here? So what was the big secret? It wasn't some breakthrough new drug or a fancy, complicated surgery. Nope. May's prescription was something much, much more fundamental.
Her medicine was literally her job. Being a full-time gardener. It was a treatment that demanded constant physical work, a clear purpose every day, and a real connection to being outdoors.
And just look at her daily routine. The sheer consistency is incredible. It starts super early and it's just packed with activity from sunrise to sunset. We're not talking about squeezing in a 30-minute workout here. Her entire life was basically built around movement.
And the kind of work she does is so important. It's varied, it's functional, and it's just non-stop. She's bending, lifting, walking, using her entire body for hours and hours every single day. It's just natural.
So, what were the results of this lifestyle prescription? Well, they didn't take long to show up, and honestly, when they did, they were nothing short of miraculous. So, she goes in for a routine checkup, right? The doctor runs some blood tests, and when the results come back, they are just jaw-dropping. All her key numbers for diabetes, blood pressure, and cholesterol had all gone back to perfectly normal.
So the doctor sees this incredible data and makes a pretty bold call. He tells her, okay, stop taking all of your medications. We're going to see if this new lifestyle is a real, sustainable fix. Come back in 6 months.
And the result of that 6-month test? May hasn't taken a single pill since that day. She followed his instructions, went back for her follow-up, and walked out with a completely clean bill of health.
And get this, her doctor actually gave her this really stark warning. He told her that in his opinion, the long-term side effects from all that medication were actually a serious risk to her life. So her new lifestyle didn't just manage her conditions, it got rid of the need for the medicine entirely.
But here's the thing, this incredible turnaround wasn't just about the physical work. It's actually a much deeper philosophy about how to live.
See, her recovery wasn't a one-trick pony. It was a whole formula. You've got this equal partnership between constant movement and a simple, fresh diet. And then the glue holding it all together? That third crucial piece, having a real sense of purpose every single day. And when you ask her about her diet, it's just as simple and down to earth. She eats fresh vegetables, a lot of them just steamed or blanched, with some spicy dips. She stays away from processed foods, canned stuff, fatty meals. She prefers food that comes straight from the ground. I mean, look at this. When you put her philosophy right next to our typical modern lifestyle, the difference is just, wow, it's night and day. Instead of scheduling exercise, she has constant natural movement. Instead of processed convenient food, it's simple fresh food. And instead of a sedentary life, it's a life filled with purpose. This whole idea, it's really the core of what's called lifestyle medicine. And it's exactly what we see in the world's blue zones. Those places where people live these incredibly long, healthy lives.
Which really brings us to a final thought, doesn't it? May's story is just this powerful reminder that sometimes the best medicine doesn't come in a bottle at all. Maybe it just comes from changing how we move, what we eat, and how we find our purpose in the world.